In this video, we're going to show how to set up a new Timesheet Mobile account. Once you log in to your private account using any web browser, you're going to come to this dashboard page. In order to set up Timesheet Mobile for your employees to use, you need to set up the employees, the customers and jobs you'll be using, and optionally the tasks and work groups. First, we'll look at the employees table. So there's a few examples in here that we're using this demo account, but to create a new employee, we click on new, and we're going to put in the name. And you'll need to enter their mobile phone number they'll be using. This is important because it needs to authenticate the user when they try to punch in and punch out, either from the smartphone or from the dial-up IVR system. Optionally, you can enter their email address, which will be used to set them up as a manager. For QuickBooks, we have a payroll item that can be selected, and also overtime payroll item. And if you're going to assign them to a work group, that's also available, and you can make them a manager if you'd like. Making them a manager will give them their own access to an account where they can view the members of their work group. Let's save that. So one by one you can enter your employees like this, or optionally you can use the import tool to import from a CSV file. Next, you'll want to set up your customers. So if we set up a new customer, you can also use a landline at the job site if there's a landline available. So in the case of an employee not having good signal on their mobile phone, this is a backup. They could call from an approved landline at the site. Let's enter the address. There's a couple of other QuickBooks options in here as well. You can assign a service item, which will be used for invoicing the customer if you're doing billable time, and you would want to check billable here. If you're not using QuickBooks, you can just ignore those items. Also, if you're using working across different time zones, you can assign a time zone to this particular job site. Otherwise, it'll just default to the time zone for your account. So using this address information, we can map this address, and we can zoom in and set the geofence. So the geofence is used in a couple different ways in our system. When an employee enters that blue shaded area, it'll remind them that they need to punch in. And then on the other side, where they're punched in, if they leave that site of the blue shaded area, they'll be reminded to punch out. This is key for compliance issues in reminding the employees to punch in and punch out to avoid having missed punches, and the administrator needs to add these manually down the road. And here you can adjust the geofence with the slider here if you want to make it larger or smaller. You have that range as well. So we can save this. So now we've got an employee in here, and we've got a new customer job. The tasks are optional, so if you have tasks that you want to keep track of what the employees are doing during their shifts, this will show up on their smartphone, or they can also enter these task numbers on the dial-up keypad on their non-smartphone. So once you have the employees, jobs, and tasks set up, employees can start using the system. So they'll begin by either dialing in with a non-smartphone, entering their employee number, which is here, or they can use the smartphone app where they'll be able to see the jobs that you list here and also the task.